Happy morning, dear friends. Here's yours, Dr. Rajanta. Welcome to Demystify with Ajay. Dear friends, after having learned how to define and build a data frame, in this session we will address some of their basic features. We will also discover how the data frame can be modified in its structure and content. Before we begin, we want to let you know that this exact session is divided into two parts, each covering a specific structure and content of the topic. By subscribing to our channel, you will never miss any updates and get notified of our latest videos and series. Dear friends, in this session, we will see how to view the data within a data frames in a simple and direct way. Of course, both with the classic print function and using appropriate methods made available to the Panda library. The first thing that comes naturally to us after creating a new data frame is to able to see its content. We already saw in the previous session that this can be done by simple using print function. Here we just go. Let me just make use of a random. After creating a data frame with a data frame constructor and assigning it to a variable, it will be sufficient to pass the later as an argument to the print function. So let me just create the Panda, that is a data frame. And here let me just create it by using a random. So, as you can see, all the content of the data frame will be displayed in the text form, including the indexes with their labels. However, the printout will keep the tabular format respecting the row column correspondence with their labels. Dear friends, the data frame that we use are small in size. Of course, see here we are just taking it. It is only the 10 into 5, that is 10 rows and 5 columns. And direct printing approach of this data frame is functional. In reality, in real case studies, the data frames created will be an enormous in size with hundreds of rows and dozens of columns. It is immediately clear that the direct display of an entire data frame is at least burdensome on the part of the system being used. So to have a sufficient view or to roughly understand the structure of the data frame and get an idea of the data it contains, the Panda library provides us with two methods. One is, I just specify here, one is the head, and next one it is all about the tail function. Okay, so by calling this method on the reference data frame, the first topmost 5 records or 5 rows are printed with the head method and the last 5 lines with the tail method. So kindly just have a note of it. If I just want to make use of the head, so this is what. So kindly just observe here, dear friends, these two methods allows us to see the first and last 5 records. So this is what the head. So the default behavior can be changed by passing the number of lines to be displayed as the argument of the two methods. So here it is the head, and here let I just give the tail. So this is what the last 5 records, and even though you can just change it with any desired customized. So if I just want to give 7, we just get the first 7 records. So we want to see only the first 3 rows or only the last 3 rows. Yeah, we can just get it with the result of this head and the tail. Okay, next let me just see on the selection, dear friend. This is exactly which we just say selection by subsetting. The selection of the elements within a data frame is a common operation and is the basis of many subsequent operations. In fact, you can select a single element by much more often. We will need to select a subset of elements, which we just say subsetting. I just specify here as subsetting. Okay, so which can be smaller data frame or even a series. So therefore the selection involves the extraction or the focus of a subset of a data frame, a part of data of our interest on which we will then perform some operations or manipulations to obviate our data analysis. Okay, so this subsetting, yeah, dear friends, structured objects such as data frames and series have been created specifically to carry out the selection process on them in a simple and efficient way. Since Panda library is based on NumPy's library and in its way extended some of its feature, it wanted to keep both the possibilities of being able to select the elements of data frames and series with the number of the positions. So both extend this concept through the indexes and their labels. So when we want to select a single item, things are quite simple. You specify the label corresponding to the row and corresponding column or the position with the data frame by means of a pair of integer. Okay, so let me just see here. Kindly just have a note of it. I just want to create a small data frame here. So this is data frame 1 and let me just make a data frame and I just give a random rand int of 0 to 9 of total 16 elements. I just need it to reshape it with 4,4 matrices, and I didn't stop that. Again, I just want to add some more indexes, which is in a list manner. I'm just going to give in a lower labels as A, B, C, D, and of course the columns as uppercase A, B, and D. Okay, so let me just print our data frame 1 and kindly just observe. So this is what the data frame, and yeah, when we just want to make small selection, so I'm just going to give by using the indexing. Indexing is corresponding column. So kindly just see here, dear friend, if I just want to print data frame at what I'm just going to do, I'm just providing at, and I need A, comma A. So what it is? Of course, it is what's said to be the indexing. So see here, oh sorry, it's df1. So see here 2. So from here, yeah, we are able to identify this exact element. Okay, if you want to make the same thing by an integer position, okay, let I just give something related to the integer position. Let I just go with an integer. So here I have to just provide it with I. It is all about the integer positioning. And here let me just give the index anything 1, 1. Okay, so kindly just see here, dear friends, 1, 1. It is all about, this is the one row and this is what the column 1. So here we just get this is the element. So, but most of the time we need to select certain subset of the data frame and not a single element. So we will have to extend the single value, that is as like integer or variable, with words that somehow express a particular subset on which to make the selection. So when selecting a single element, you get a scalar values as a return. So if on the other hand, you select on a subset, you get a series or a data frame. Okay, now let I just see here, dear friends, once again. I just to show you this is what. So df1, and in that I can just make use of the other positioning, which we can just say ILOC. It is also the same thing as like positioning. Okay, so kindly just observe. Yeah, I am just able to identify 2 comma 1. 2 is in the sense as this one, and 1, of course, it is the exact element of this. Yeah, if you want to receive a series or data frame as a return value, even the case of selection on a single element, yeah, you must use a list containing a single element to specific both rows and columns. So I just provide it in a list manner. So kindly just observe how I'm just providing. So df1 dot ILOC, and here inside it is 2 and it's 1. So kindly just observe. So here you just able to see it's in a data frame method, that is C with the B. And dear friends, the 2 square brackets that we often find immediately after the name of the data frame can be defined as an indexing operator. So its operation is inherited from NumPy array and is handled in a similar way to that used with the n-dimensional array. Okay, so kindly just have a note of it. If you just want to have only the columns, if you simply enter a string, for an example, if for an I just provided, so df1, if I just provide only the single string, enter a single string, and this will be interpreted as the label corresponding by the column, and kindly just observe how we just get. And the indexing operator will extract the value contained in that particular column, thus obtaining a series. So instead, if you pass a list of string within the operator, these will be considered the column to be selected. And kindly just note it is not adjacent. Okay, so here I just go with the data frame 1, and kindly just see how I am just providing. This is the B comma D. Okay, so see here. So it is not as like adjacent. So the columns whichever you want, yeah, you can just select it. And if on the other hand, if we pass the numerical value inside the indexing operator in the both of the obtaining the corresponding column, kindly just have a note of what we just get it. Of course, it is, observe, what we just get? Of course, it is an error. It is an error. So, another unexpected behavior is when the slicing, so which we just specify here is like slicing. So, let I just give a small intro related to the slicing, dear friends. See, actually slices specify ranges of index, including in a single word a set of contiguous columns or rows without having to specify them individually. So to define the slice, the slicing techniques are used with a colon operator. So which we just say as like this, colon operator. So the same as which we just used in NumPy. Okay, so another unexpected behavior in when the slicing operator is used. So the indexing operator here will always interrupt string as row and actually it is not a column. Okay, so it is exactly onto that label. So kindly just observe how you are just going to get it done. So this is what the data frame, and I'm just going to give a row, okay, from this, okay, from this row till end of this thing. So kindly just see from A till C, I'm just able to extract. So the indexes operator will select all the rows covered by the interval indicated by the two labels separated by the slicing operator, that is the column. And here slicing cannot be used for column. We have another asymmetry when using the numerical values corresponding to the position. So we saw that by directly entering a numeric value now previously. So yeah, of course you get an error message. But if we insert them in the context of the slicing, they are accepted and interrupted. Interrupted as the position of the corresponding rows. So let me just give it. So kindly just observe. So this is what the data frame, and here we go with 0:1. So to select a single row, we will still have to use a slicing as shown here. So we are selecting the first single line. Although it is normally to use it in selecting a set of adjacent rows, and let me make use of the same thing by df1, and here I'm just going to give 0 to 2. So see here, we are just able to get more than 2 rows. Dear friends, however, there are particular attributes which we will refer to as an indexer created and optimized specifically in the Pandas library to perform the selection operations. So one, it is with the, yeah, of course, we have already seen that is LOC, and it is ILOC. Okay, so this LOC operator focus on selection based on the labels contained within the index objects, and kindly have a note of it. I just provide you the exact syntax. We have to provide the row labels here, and of course the column labels. Okay, so if you want to select a single element within the data frame, yeah, you will first specify the row labels and then the column labels. So kindly just have a note of it. Let me just apply it by providing this ILOC, and here it is our data frame. LOC first, let me just apply it, and here I'm just going to provide the label, and this is for row. Okay, and kindly just have a note of it. I'm just going to make it for column as an uppercase. So this is how the uppercase. Okay, so kindly just have a note of it. Yeah. So this is what a single, if you want to make it use of a single element, yeah, of course it can be done. And this one is a subset of adjacent elements. You can just use the slicing techniques with labels. Okay, so in slicing, all the elements included between the extremes expressed by the two labels are selected, including this. Okay, so a smaller data frame is obtained as a return value. If on another hand, you want to select the entire range of columns or rows, yeah, just write the slicing operator. How you want to just make it is, see, kindly have a note of it. So this one, print of data frame 1, and here I'm just going to give A towards every, just to see every column. Okay, every column here. So entire column here I just get, oh sorry, one second, I just didn't use the LOC. So see here, so every column we are just getting it. And but the column and rows may also not be contiguous. So in this case you can also use a list containing the labels to be selected. Okay, so kindly just have a note of it. I'm just going to give you the data frame 1 and LOC. Here I'm just going to give it inside. This is one listing, and of course here we just go with uppercase. So see here. So where we have selection with contiguous rows and columns, it is advisable to specify the range with slicing, and where instead of rows and columns are isolated. Okay, the labels are specified in the form of list. However, using both words in the same column or row selection, it just gives an error. Okay, so that one, how you can just make use of it. So kindly just see here, dear friends, if you just give like this LOC, and instead of making this one, so here I just specified as LOC, and if I just specify like this, where here towards the slicing, and kindly just observe, I'm providing a column, and inside A and towards B, sorry, it's uppercase B and comma and D. So what it just means, of course, it is an error. Where it is, yeah, there is an invalid syntax near to this functionality, that is A to B here. So to overcome this problem, you can combine two selection using the join method. It can be done. Okay, so it's a solution to obviate the simulations using of listing and slicing. Okay, so that is the selection of adjacent and non-adjacent indexes. So kindly just observe, dear friends. So here how I am just going to give is df1 dot loc, and here I'm just going to give this one a colon, sorry, this one is colon, and here it is C, and next one it is all about A and colon, it's B. And here I didn't stop this, I want to join one more. So where it is going to be as like df1 and LOC, and inside that I need exactly to the same LOC. Okay, so towards this LOC, kindly just observe, and instead one and only thing, I need the D. So here I just going to give the D. Okay, now observe, I'm just getting A, B and D. So this is how you can just make use of it, and alternate way to achieve the same result by chaining the selection to gradually narrow the field. To gradually narrow is in the sense subsetting of subsetting until the desired results are obtained. So kindly just see how you can just make use of the other one. So df1, and here I'm just going to give LOC, and see here, dear friends, wherever I'm just specifying, as you already know about the slicing, if I'm just providing the slicing here, if this is what the start, stop, and to that of next one is step. Yeah, if this start is an empty, yeah, it is meant as from the beginning. And if this stop is in an empty or a null, yeah, of course, it is to till the end of that, whether it is rows or column like that. Okay, so kindly just have a note of it. Let me just go into this particular scenario. Here I'm just going to specify, observe it, the column A, the column B and the column D, only the selection. Okay, so here towards the LOC of the row functionality, kindly just see, it is indexes of A to C, okay, with the sum every columns here I have just given every selected columns. This can also be done. Okay, so kindly just to see the same thing whichever we have just applied in 23 cell, yeah, the same thing appears in the 24th too. Yeah, of course, one is the join method and another one is the chaining method. Okay, now we just go with the ILOC, which is the selection by location. Yeah, this exact ILOC operator works with the same rule as the selection operator for list in the Python. So that is, it focuses on the position of an element expressed by the sequence of the integer from 0 to n minus 1. So of course, yeah, I just specify this is ILOC, and here we just go with row number, and next it is all about column number. Okay, so kindly just have a note of it, dear friends. If we want to select a single element, it will be enough to add its numerical coordinator of the corresponding position. So I'm just going to give the print of df1 is our data frame. If I just provide the integer value, that is the numerical value here, 1, 3. Of course, kindly just have a note of it where we are. Of course, if we want to select a subset of data frame, we can use the slicing technique. Okay, slicing technique by specifying the ranges of numerical indices. So if they are adjacent, yeah, how we are just making it. So kindly just observe here. I'm just going to make use of here ILOC, and 0 to 2. It is row, and next one 1 to 3, it is the column, and what we just get, yeah, a subset. Kindly just observe here, we are just getting the subset. And for an example, if the exact element are not adjacent, we can replace slice with list. Okay, if it is not adjacent, yeah, we can just go with slice with list by ILOC, and kindly just see here, it is 1, and next one it is 0 to 2. Okay, so see here, this one, it is all about the row, and the 0 and 2, it is all about the column. Okay, so if you must select a single row, insert the values within a single element list. So to have a data frame that preserves the same indexing structure as a return value. So kindly just have a note of if you want to make that. So df1. So let I just give its type too, so that you can just understand how this comes being towards the data frame. So see here, dear friends, and here ILOC, I'm just going to give 1 as my row and 0, 2 as the column. Okay, and kindly just to see, this is a simple data frame. Next, if you want, you simply specify the number as an argument, you will get a series as a return. Okay, if you just provide it as like a simple argument, so kindly just see here how I am just going to make use of this. So print of df dot ILOC, and kindly just see how I'm just going to give 1, 0, 2. Okay, so here if I just specify the same 1, and 0, 2 inside. Okay, so kindly just see, oh sorry, it is df1. So see here, the first one, it is A2 and C5, and kindly observe here, we just get it is as a series. Okay, dear friends, yeah, here we just finished our part 1 session, and if you want to take your learning to the next level and join us on the exciting journey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Let's see you on the next part 2 session. Happy learning, dear friends. Thank you. Bye.